The Galactic Council Hall was filled with light, music, and proud speeches. Thousands of aliens from hundreds of species sat together under the great crystal dome, celebrating what they called 3 centuries of peace. But the real reason for the celebration was smaller. Darker, and spoken in jokes and whispers, humanity was gone. For 300 years, Earth had been silent. No signals, no ships, no colonies, no trade, no presence in the stars. Many believed humans destroyed themselves. Others believed they simply faded away. A few said they ran from the galaxy in fear. But today, during the council celebration, the galaxy openly mocked them. On the main stage, the Kaltorian speaker raised his arms and laughed. "Let this day remind us," he shouted, "that the loudest species in history simply vanished. Humans talked big, but in the end, they were nothing." The audience laughed with him. Even the usually silent Vorn delegates joined, tapping their claws on the floor. A holoscreen displayed old images of human ships rusted, outdated, primitive compared to modern fleets. "Earth's silence," the speaker continued, "is the final proof that they were not strong enough to survive the galaxy." The hall exploded with applause, but in the far corner, an old, gray-scaled historian named Rethan frowned. He had studied humanity for most of his life. Their bravery, their creativity, their stubborn survival. Humans did not simply disappear. They were not the type to surrender to extinction. Something felt wrong. He whispered to himself, "Humans don't vanish. They hide." Before he could think further, the room shook at first. Everyone believed it was part of the celebration program, maybe fireworks or a gravity show. But then the tremor came again, stronger, shaking the entire council hall. The lights flickered. Holoscreens glitched. Everyone turned silent. A siren echoed across the planet. Council guards rushed inside. One of them shouted, "Emergency alert. Massive gravitational distortion detected outside the system." The laughter died instantly. Delegates turned to the large window wall behind the stage. Outside, the calm blue sky twisted like liquid. A dark wound appeared in space, expanding wider and wider. Lightning-like arcs of void energy shot outward. This was not a natural event. This was not technology the galaxy recognized. This was impossible. A council officer ran across the hall, shouting into a communicator. "Repeat. The distortion is opening. Something is coming through." The crowd gasped as a shadow emerged from the void rift. A ship, a giant one. Its hull was dark silver, covered in glowing lines like living circuits. The design was unfamiliar, smooth, powerful, perfectly symmetrical. No species had ships like this. Then another ship appeared. Then another. Then 20, then 100. Delegates screamed. Guards tried to evacuate the hall. But more ships kept arriving, each larger than the last, forming perfect formation patterns around the planet. The Council Grand Monitor finally announced the readings. Unknown fleet size. Estimated count. 2,000 warships. Shock filled the hall. 2,000? No empire ever deployed such a fleet. Not even during the Great Wars. Rethan, the old historian, stared at the growing armada with horror in his eyes. A symbol appeared on the front of the largest ship, blue, glowing, unmistakable. A simple circle with a single white star. The symbol from Earth's old flag. The symbol of humanity. His breath stopped. His voice trembled. He whispered the truth no one wanted to hear. It's them. Humans. They're back. The void rift stopped expanding. The last ship slid through and took its place among the formation. All 2,000 warships turned their weapons toward the Galactic Council world. The Council's main holoscreen flickered to life. A message appeared in English, translated instantly across every language. Earth speaks again. Prepare yourselves. Silence fell across the galaxy. Humanity had returned. And they had come from the void with a 2,000-ship armada. The laughter across the galaxy continued for weeks. But everything changed on a cold, silent night when an old patrol ship drifted into the center of the Orion trade route. The vessel was small, damaged, and barely holding together. Its hull was torn, its engines almost dead, and its lights flickered like a dying star. When the nearest alien station detected the strange vessel, they didn't worry at first. In their eyes, it was probably another runaway cargo ship or a pirate trap, nothing special, nothing dangerous, nothing worth attention. But then the ship sent a message, and the whole station froze. The transmission was weak, broken, and full of static. Yet the language was unmistakable. It was English. A language the galaxy had mocked for decades. A language everyone believed belonged to a dead species. The communication officer, a four-armed Veltari, listened again and again. His eyes widened each time, because the voice in the recording was not begging for help, not crying in fear, not lost. It spoke with steady calm, with the tone of someone who knew exactly what was coming. "This is Lieutenant Arthur Hawley of the United Terran Expeditionary Force," the voice said. "We are returning." The station's commander ordered a full lockdown. Every crew member rushed to their battle positions. No one laughed now. No one mocked humans. The room was silent as stone. "Humans cannot be alive," one officer whispered. "They vanished. They were destroyed. They went extinct." But the damaged patrol ship floating outside the station was proof that something was very wrong with those old beliefs. A boarding team was sent to investigate the vessel. They expected corpses, malfunctioning systems, or maybe an empty ship drifting without purpose. Instead, they found a single human sitting in the command chair, alive, conscious, and staring at them with cold, sharp eyes. Lieutenant Hawley did not attack. He did not stand. He simply pointed at the main view screen of his ship and whispered one sentence that chilled every alien in the boarding team. "They are coming," the officers asked. "Who is coming?" But Hawley did not explain. He simply repeated his words, louder this time. "They are coming." When the patrol ship was towed inside the station hangar, the engineers discovered something even more disturbing. The ship was not old. It was new, too new. Its technology was advanced far beyond anything humans had shown in their past. Its energy core was unfamiliar. Its armor was stronger than anything in the known galaxy. But the worst discovery came when they found the ship's navigation log. The patrol vessel had traveled through a region of space marked as a dead zone, a place where no empire dared to go, a silent void where thousands of ships had disappeared. And according to the log, the ship was not alone. It was the scout of something larger, something massive, something hidden for years in the darkness, something preparing to return. When the Empire's Central Command received the report, panic spread faster than light. They knew the truth now. Humans had not vanished. Humans had not died. Humans had not been defeated. They had been building, preparing, waiting, and now their patrol ship had returned first, just to warn the galaxy what was about to come out of the void. The galaxy would soon stop laughing, because Earth was done being silent. The news of the human patrol ship spread across the galaxy like wildfire. Every empire, every council, every pirate faction received the same report. A living human officer, a brand new human ship, and a warning that more were coming. At first some tried to deny it. Some said it was a trick. Some called it a fake signal created by rebels. But deep inside, everyone felt the same cold fear. Because no species in the galaxy ever forgot one thing about humans. When humans come back, they never come back weak. 3 days after the patrol ship was discovered, Strange things began happening in the star systems near the void zone. Stars flickered, asteroid belts vibrated. Space itself started to distort like ripples on water in the Velkar Dominion. A massive sensor array picked up something impossible. A wall of energy was moving through space, huge and silent, not a weapon. Not an explosion, but a controlled wave. The chief scientist stared at the readings with shaking hands. "This is not natural," he whispered. "This is engineered." Across the galaxy, more reports arrived. Unknown objects appearing at the edges of long-dead systems, gravity fields shifting without cause. Wormholes forming and collapsing as if someone was clearing a path. And then came the moment that changed everything. A merchant convoy traveling through the Dusker route saw the sky change color. The void turned bright blue for a few seconds, not from a star, not from a nebula, but from engines, thousands of them, firing at the same time, hidden just behind the boundary of normal space. One of the merchant captains barely managed to record the event. Her voice trembled as she spoke into the recorder. "This is no fleet," she said. "This is a wall of ships." When the video reached the ruling empires, panic turned into full terror, because the engines glowing blue were arranged in a perfect formation. A formation no other species used, a formation described only in old war records. A formation that always meant one thing: humanity was moving. And moving together, within hours, more sensor stations confirmed the same thing. A massive group of ships was approaching normal space. Their size unknown, their purpose unknown, but their origin was now undeniable. Human fleet codes, human engine signatures, human tactical patterns. For decades the galaxy laughed at Earth's silence. They joked about the weak humans, the vanished species, the planet that died quietly, but as the wave of human power grew stronger, the laughter faded. And when the giant energy field finally stabilized, an admiral in the Empire's high command spoke the words everyone had been afraid to say. "The humans are not extinct," he whispered. "They are marching." Alarms echoed across planets. War councils met in panic. Evacuation orders were prepared. Because the sky-changing color was not a warning. It was an announcement, a sign that the hidden human armada was almost here. And this time, they were not coming to ask questions. They were coming to reclaim the galaxy that mocked them. The galaxy held its breath, no one spoke, no one moved, and the laughter that once echoed in council halls was gone. Every empire watched the edge of the void zone, waiting, fearing, praying, because the humans were coming. And no one knew how fast or how strong they had become in the outer rim. A small scout fleet encountered the first wave of signals, ships with impossible energy signatures. Faster than anything known, they moved in perfect formation. Like stars themselves were bending to follow their path, every scanner overloaded trying to keep up. The aliens aboard their ships could not hide the growing fear in their eyes. Some prayed for salvation, others tried to flee. But the human fleet ignored them, moving silently toward the heart of the galaxy. On Earth, humans did not celebrate. They had waited too long. They had prepared too long. Every fleet commander knew that their return was only the beginning. The galaxy had mocked their silence, and now it was time to remind everyone of what humanity could do. Commander Atheron, the leader of the 2,000-ship Armada, stood on the flagship Eclipse. His eyes were cold, focused, and full of ancient determination. "Prepare the first wave," he said calmly. "This galaxy will understand why we remained in the void for centuries." Engineers adjusted the thrusters and weapons of the fleet. Ships aligned in perfect grids, each one ready to strike. Every ship carried weapons, shields, and engines upgraded beyond anything the galaxy had ever imagined. Old human designs had been merged with new technology. Faster than light travel was silent, almost invisible. Weapons cut through space itself, and the fleets that once thought they were safe now had nowhere to hide. Meanwhile, the Galactic Council tried to prepare. Admirals called fleets together. Generals deployed armies, but panic spread like fire. Because the humans did not attack immediately, they moved with precision, like a predator stalking its prey, choosing the exact moment to strike, waiting until the galaxy understood that resistance would be pointless. In the Empire of Vorn, the first warning came. A fleet of 500 warships vanished in seconds. No explosions, no debris, only silence where once had been life. The remaining ships scrambled in confusion. Their sensors jammed, their weapons ineffective. The human fleet had arrived like ghosts from the void. Unseen, unstoppable, perfect, the same pattern repeated across sectors. Each empire that had mocked Earth or ignored its existence began to realize the truth. Humans were not extinct. Humans were not weak. Humans had survived centuries in the shadows, hidden, watching, waiting, and now they had returned with a vengeance. As the fleets approached the inner galaxy, Commander Atheron activated the communication network. A simple message appeared across every fleet, every station, every council chamber. Clear and cold, the galaxy mocked our silence. We return. Prepare yourselves. The message did not ask for peace. It did not negotiate. It warned because humanity had been wronged. And the galaxy would soon learn that no species should ever underestimate the human race. In the stillness before the first attack, the galaxy realized one terrifying fact. The humans were not here for negotiation. They were not here for diplomacy. They were here to show what survived, what endured, what evolved, and what could destroy empires who dared laugh at Earth's silence. And somewhere in the void, the 2,000-ship Armada waited, silent, perfect, and unstoppable, counting the seconds until the galaxy would finally understand the true meaning of humanity's return. The galaxy waited, but no one dared to move. Every empire, every council, every fleet held their breath, because the 2,000-ship human Armada had arrived. Silent, vast, and impossible to ignore, the void shimmered as the first human dreadnoughts emerged. Ships larger than any in the galaxy, hulls black and silver with glowing white lines. Engines pulsed with power that bent space itself. The formation stretched across light years, a single, unstoppable wall of ships advancing with deadly precision. Admiral Varak of the Vorn Empire stared at the readings, unable to believe his eyes. 2,000 ships, all human, all armed, moving as one, he whispered. His fleet trembled. Weapons overheating, engines straining. Every attempt to organize resistance collapsed before it even began. Then the humans struck. The first wave moved with silent speed, ships appearing instantly where no ship had been seconds before. Weapons fired with invisible pulses that tore through entire fleets. Capital ships vanished as if they had never existed. The galaxy finally understood that humanity had not returned for small victories. They had returned to show dominance and to punish those who had mocked their silence. A single human dreadnought transmitted a message across the galaxy, clear, sharp, unyielding. The galaxy laughed at Earth. The galaxy ignored Earth. Now you will see the cost of your arrogance. Systems burned. Fleets collapsed, and council halls fell silent. No alien empire could resist the precision, power, and unity of the human Armada. Planets that had mocked Earth's silence trembled as human ships appeared in orbit. Unstoppable, perfect, and inevitable, in the heart of the galaxy, Commander Atheron watched the chaos unfold from the flagship eclipse. The humans had waited centuries for this moment. They had trained, they had upgraded. They had perfected every ship and weapon, and now The galaxy would understand what it meant to underestimate humanity. The empires tried to call for peace. They sent diplomats, generals, and messengers. But the humans did not listen. Their orders were simple. The galaxy would remember. The galaxy would fear. And humanity would reclaim the respect stolen from them long ago. Over the next hours, entire fleets vanished. Star systems fell silent, and everywhere, the same message appeared, broadcast in every language. Every frequency. Earth speaks. Silence no longer protects you. Even the emperor of the largest galactic empire bowed, not out of loyalty, not out of respect, but out of fear. Because he understood what centuries of hiding, training, and preparation could produce: a species that survived extinction, a species that returned stronger than any empire in the galaxy. The 2,000-ship Armada formed a perfect wall around the heart of the galaxy, a signal to every alien world that humanity had returned. And this time, no one would forget, no one would mock. No one would dare challenge Earth again for the first time in galactic history. The silence of a planet was louder than any war. And the galaxy finally understood the truth. Humanity had never been weak. Humanity had never vanished. Humanity had only been waiting to rise from the shadows and remind the stars what it meant to fear the human race.